Hare Krishna. I welcome everybody to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Mukunda Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic Glories of Srimati Radharani. I wish everybody happy Radhastami. I would like to hand over the call to Adigadadhar Prabhu for the brief introduction of today's speaker. Please take over, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, for giving me this opportunity to introduce Pujya Shri Mukunda Prabhuji, and my also sincere gratitude to Priti Vilasini Mataji and Kirtida Sundari Mataji for giving me this opportunity. It is mentioned by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita that there are 5 most powerful limbs of bhakti. Nama Kirtan Sadhu Sangha, Bhagavat Shravana, Mathuravasa, Shri Murtira, Shraddhaya Sevana. These are the 5 limbs of bhakti which are very powerful. And Pujya Shri Mukundatta Prabhu is, for more than last 28 years, he is practicing these 5 limbs in a very exemplary way. He is very deeply attached to chanting the holy names of Krishna. His Nam Nishtha, his Nam Bhajan is exemplary. He serves so many devotees by guiding them in their spiritual life as a Shiksha Guru or as a spiritual counselor, mentor. He has been training and teaching so many devotees Krishna consciousness, how to study the scriptures, how to chant the holy name, how to do deity worship, how to perform yajnas, so many other things. And so many devotees owe their spiritual lives to Pujya Shri Mukundatta Prabhu. He is also very, very learned in the scriptures. He was born in Switzerland and he gave up everything and came to Vraj. And he has studied Sanskrit. He is very fluent in Bengali and Hindi. And he has read Srila Prabhupada's books extensively. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. He has read them in all the 3 languages, in English, in Bengali, and in Hindi. So he is very deeply studied in the Shastras and also many other scriptures like Jaiva Dharma and Bhajan Rahasya. And he is a Vrajvasi. He has done Akhanda of Vrajvas. And he always, even when he travels for preaching, he always carries Sri Vrindavan Dham in his heart. So he's a Vrajvasi. His main service is Shri Murtira Shraddhaya Sevan. He has been serving as the head pujari of ISKCON Vrindavan, Shri Shri Krishna Balram Mandir. So our Pujya Shri Mukundatta Prabhu is the head pujari of Shri Shri Gaur Nitai, Radha Sham Sundar and Krishna Balramji for more than 28 years. He has been very steadily doing that service. So we have amongst us a very, very advanced devotee today, my dear friends. So let us hear very attentively. Has Pujya Shri Mukundatta Prabhu joined yet?
No, Prabhuji, I don't see him on the call yet.
Prabhuji will be joining very soon. He will be joining in the next minute or 2. So let us hear very attentively, dear devotees, from Pujya Shri Mukundatta Prabhu. Every word that he speaks will be beneficial to us in our Krishna consciousness. So until Prabhuji joins, we can just chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Has Prabhuji joined?
Yes, Prabhuji. So, yes, Prabhuji, he joined.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Dear Mukunda Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Gurudev ji, you can take over. Hare Krishna. We are all very eager to hear from you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadariya, Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Sarabhaktaya Namo Namaha. Okay, maybe we can put something underneath. Hare Krishna, you can hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes, so we are very fortunate that we are able to say something about Srimati Radharani. So, yes, okay, just a little adjustment to be made. Yeah, okay, fine, okay. Radhe, 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 Jai Jai Shri Shri Radhe. 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 Radhe, 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 Lalita Vishakhe. 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 Radhe, 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 Jai Jai Shri Shri Radhe. Radhe, 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 Jai Jai Shri Shri Radhe. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttavata Kamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha. Sri Rupam Sagaragatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitantam Sadivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakandidamsa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dino Bandhu Jagat Pade Gopesha Gavidanta Radha Kanta Namaste Dutta Kancana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamani Hare Priye Vanchakalpatrubhyashta Kripa Sindhu Vacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivadari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are very fortunate to be in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. We are able to come to understand about Sri Radha Krishna and their wonderful pastimes. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is no different from Radha Krishna, and he has come to establish the Yuga Dharma, the chanting of the holy names. He has come to give Braj Bhakti, and specifically Punadurjala Ras, that refers to Madhurya Bhav, the love of the gopis. So, and we are very fortunate to be in Sri Vrindavan Dham, either physically or mentally. So all the devotees, they're celebrating the appearance of Srimati Radharani. which in Bharatvarsha in India is tomorrow. We are the day before, evening time, and we are preparing for Radharani for tomorrow. And so we have observed also the appearance day of Lalita Devi yesterday, some today. So it is a most auspicious time, the appearance day of Srimati Radharani. Because without the mercy of Srimati Radharani, we cannot approach Krishna. We cannot serve Krishna. Especially for those who are aspiring to come to the highest level of spiritual realization in our sampradaya as followers of Rupa Goswami, as sadhaka. We follow our spiritual master, we follow Rupa Goswami, and then in purified consciousness, by the mercy of the spiritual master of Rupa Goswami and Mahaprabhu, we can come to the realm of Braj. And there, again, we cannot directly approach Krishna. And actually, we cannot even directly approach Srimati Radharani, but we have to take shelter of the gopis, especially Lalita Devi. And amongst the followers of Lalita Devi, Rupa Manjari is most prominent. And she is very, very dear to Srimati Radharani. So we take shelter in purified consciousness by the mercy of the spell master with the proper understanding, and some realization has to be there. Then we can take shelter of Rupa Manjari. And by the mercy of Rupa Manjari, then we can take shelter. We may be blessed with getting a little seva. As Raghunath Das Goswami has explained in Vilap Kusumanjali, Sri Rupa Manjari ka Archita Padda Padma Kustendra Sunu Jarpita Mastakaya Hamodata Kanaka Gori Padara Vinda Sambhami Sanakais Tavakim Pavishye, praying ultimately to Srimati Radharani, please let me able to serve your lotus feet. But here also, first of all, asking for the remnants of the service of serving the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, which Rupa Manjari is doing. As Srimati Radharani is reclining on the lap of Shamsundar Krishna. So we are very fortunate to be in that sampradaya. We are very fortunate to be associated with Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, with ISKCON. So we have the opportunity to slowly but surely advance in our spiritual life. So it is important to first take shelter of Guru, Rupa Goswami Gauranga, and then slowly we can enter into the understanding of the wonderful love of Srimati Radharani and her wonderful qualities, her wonderful service and loving exchange with Krishna. So we are celebrating the appearance of Srimati Radharani. Govinda Nandini Radha, Govinda Mohini, Govinda Sarvasa, Sarvakanta Shiromini. This is a famous verse, which is also explained with Chaitanya Charitamrita in glorification of Srimati Radharani. Govinda Nandini Radha. So she's given, Srimati Radharani, she's given pleasure to Govinda, to Krishna. Govinda Mohini. So Krishna is most beautiful, and Krishna is known as Madan Mohan. So in this material world, everyone is in difficulty, is struggling with the mind and the senses, especially when the enemy are there, lust, anger, greed, madness, and so on. And and in the material world, everyone is attracted to material things. Men towards women, women towards men. And so that is also well known. And Madan is there, Cupid, the demigod of love, is bewildering everyone. But of course, when Krishna comes to this world, he's performing his pastimes, but how he can bewilder Krishna? Not possible. Therefore, Krishna is known as Madan Mohan. He's bewildering Cupid, love personified in the material world. But actually, Krishna is the ultimate Cupid. His love personified in the transcendental realm is a transcendental Cupid. And and he's bewildering. He can bewilder anyone. At the same time, Krishna, who is supreme, is unconquerable, is never bewildered in the consideration of the absolute truth. Tattva vichar. Is ajit. But in Braj, in the pastimes with his associates, especially when the gopis, Krishna becomes conquered. Therefore, Maria Yashoda, she's binding Krishna. She's able to bind Krishna by her love, and of course her endeavor, but then also the mercy of Krishna is there. Therefore, she can bind Krishna. Always Saravagya is Bhagavan. But he becomes Mukunda, he becomes bewildered, and is conquered by his devotees. And in regards to the loving exchange with the gopis, so Radharani, so she's known as Madan Mohan Mohini. She's able to bewilder Krishna. He becomes bewildered. Mohit Krishna, he's bewildered because of the extraordinary love of Srimati Radharani. Govinda Mohini, Govinda Nandini Radha, Govinda Mohini, Govinda Sarvasva. Govinda Sarvasva, she's the everything for Krishna. So there were so many in a few weeks, we're observing more than 1 month, beginning of Kartik, and the Maharaj was there. That's the last day of Ashwin Mas, Sharad Purnima. There were millions and billions of gopis and Krishna performing pastimes, dancing with them. But Radharani, she was a little unhappy because so many gopis were there. So her friends were there, the Ashtasakis and their assistants and Swapaksha gopis of Radharani's group, very dear to her. So when they are with Krishna, Srimati Radharani doesn't mind even in noontime at Radhakund. Srimati Radharani, many times she's sending Krishna to one of the kunjas where Lalita Devi is there or Vishaka Devi is there. Krishna is performing his wonderful pastimes and loving exchanges there with the other gopis also. Such a wonderful relationship is there. But then other gopis are there, and so there are rival gopis, Chandravali and her group, and other gopis are there. And at that time, some new gopis who had just attained perfection, and they joined the Ras Leela. So Radharani was a little bit feeling upset. I want to be alone with Krishna, my beloved, and with my friends. So because so many were there, she left the rasa dance, and of course when Radharani left, although so many other beautiful gopis were there, but Krishna was not fully satisfied and missing Srimati Radharani, and therefore he also left. So what to speak of when he's there with the friends or even Mother Yashoda, and she has so much love and there's a loving relationship there and reciprocation is there, pure love. But Krishna, even when he's taking his breakfast, Mother Yashoda is there, Nanda Baba and some other Gopas are there and they take breakfast. But Krishna is longing to see Srimati Radharani, is thinking about Radharani, and especially is eager to taste the preparations made by Srimati Radharani. And whenever there's an opportunity, he will try to look at Srimati Radharani when she's looking through the window of the dining hall. And even when he's with his friends after the breakfast, Gocharan Lila, taking out the cows and the calves, he's thinking about Srimati Radharani especially, but all the other gopis also, but especially Srimati Radharani. But then Krishna is playing and he has to reciprocate with everyone, and he's doing that also, and lovingly, and also with full heart. But then again and again, so he's thinking, when can I meet Srimati Radharani? He's so much attracted by her wonderful qualities, her wonderful love. And then every day, after playing with his friends for some time, he tells them, I have to go somewhere for a little while. You just play together, I'm just coming. And they say, yes, yes. And then he goes and meets Srimati Radharani at Radhakund. And they perform their Madhyana Lila, noon pastimes, which is the longest period when Krishna is with Srimati Radharani. And by Yoga Maya, the Gopas are not aware that the time that is passing, they're playing and playing. Of course, they're also waiting for Krishna to come back. Krishna will come back, but he's spending quite some time with the Gopis. So the day and night are divided in 8 parts. Ashtakalya Lila, that is described by the Acharyas. So usually this one prahar, one part, is 2 hours and 2 hours and 24 minutes. But noon time is the longest time. It is double, 4 hours and 48 minutes. Because Krishna, he likes to be with Mother Yashoda, he likes to be with his friends, he likes to be with the cows and calves. But he likes to be the most with Srimati Radharani. And he's most happy, he's most beautiful in the company of Srimati Radharani. When he's with Srimati Radharani, he feels the greatest pleasure. And because of the wonderful love of Srimati Radharani, he is most pleased. And Srimati Radharani, she is most beautiful. And seeing her and in loving exchange with her, Krishna becomes most beautiful when he's with Srimati Radharani. And so therefore he's spending time with her. And then later on, of course, he meets again with the Gopas. So in this way, so then they're coming back in the evening time, Mother Yashoda. So the Gopas have been very eager, the cows, and they're so happy when again they meet Krishna. And the evening time, Maria Yashoda is anxiously waiting. Nanda Baba, Krishna comes. And then Maria Yashoda, she tells Krishna to take bath because he was playing. Krishna takes bath, and then there's the dinner, and then some little performances there by professional artists. Krishna is taking rest. But then again, he's going out to meet the gopis also for a longer period. So Govinda Sarvasva, and especially he likes to be with Srimati Radharani. He likes the other gopis also, but mostly he likes to be with Srimati Radharani. Govinda Sarvasva. Sarva Kanta Shiromani. Kanta. So that refers to the eternal consorts, to the beloveds of Krishna. We also refer to the wives, like the queens of Krishna and Dwarka. And there's 16,108 queens. And the loving relationship is there. But the most exalted of all the associates are the gopis of Braj. They're superior even than the queens of Dwarka. And amongst all of them, Sarva Kanta, amongst all the gopis, millions of gopis, two are foremost, Chandravali and Radharani. And of the two, Srimati Radharani, she is the foremost. Shiromani, the crest jewel, amongst all the gopis. Sarva Kanta Shiromani. Another verse which is mentioned in Chaitanya Devi Krishna Maya Prapta. Very famous verse. Radhikapara Devataha Sarva Lakshma Mai Sammahi Para. Devi Krishna Mai. So she's the supreme goddess. So many goddesses of fortune, Lakshmi Devis. And as explained, the queens in Dwarka. They are all addressed also as Devis. So she's the supreme, like Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So Srimati Radharani, she is the original Shakti, the supreme potency of the Lord. Devi, Krishnamai, she's completely absorbed in Krishna, Krishnamai. She's constantly thinking about Krishna, speaking about Krishna, hearing about Krishna, trying to serve Krishna externally, internally, in every way, all the time. So therefore she's known as Krishnamai. Prukta, Paradevataha, Sarva Lakshmi Mai, Sammohini Para. So she's the supreme goddess of fortune, the Mu Shakti, the original energy of the Lord. So we offer respect to her. There are so many beautiful verses in regards to Srimati Radharani, her wonderful qualities, her nature. And as we know, there are also so many, she has practically just like Krishna, unlimited qualities. Similarly, but it is mentioned that Krishna has 64 transcendental qualities. So similarly, there's also a list of the qualities of Srimati Radharani. They are listed in the scriptures. And 25 are considered to be prominent amongst all the qualities of Srimati Radharani. First, she's sweet, Madhur. So just like everything is sweet about Krishna, and there's a Madhur Ashtakam is there. Madhuram Madhuram Vadana Madhuram Nayanam Madhuram Hasikam Madhuram Madhuradipate Rakilam Madhuram. Krishna is the embodiment of all sweetness. Madhuram Madhuram, his lips are sweet. Nayanam Madhuram, his eyes are sweet. Hridayam Madhuram, his heart is sweet. His hands are sweet, his feet are sweet. His speaking is sweet, his eating is sweet. His sleeping is sweet, his playing is sweet. His flute is sweet. His gopis are sweet, his gopas are sweet, his cows are sweet. Everything is sweet about Krishna. So similarly, everything is sweet about Srimati Radharani also. Same. Her smile is sweet, her eyes are sweet, her heart is sweet. Because we will say ultimately also that she is even more sweet than Krishna. Krishna is beautiful, but Radharani is more beautiful. Krishna is sweet, but Srimati Radharani is more beautiful, is more sweet. And so in Tattva, of course, in the consideration of the absolute truth, Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, is the source of everything. But in the consideration of the wonderful pastimes of the Lord, Lila Vichar, then Srimati Radharani is supreme. And she's controlling Krishna also. She's excelling Krishna in her wonderful qualities. She's controlling Krishna because of her wonderful qualities. So sweetness is there. Srimati Radharani. Everything is sweet about her. Nava Yovana, she's a never fresh youth. She's always, that is her eternal age, just like Krishna's eternal age. Kishora Vasta, Nava Yovana, ever fresh. 14, 15 years old. And Srimati Radharani, she's a little younger than Krishna. And so she appeared also 1 year and 2 weeks later in this world. So eternally, Krishna is around a little more than 1 year elder than Srimati Radharani. So, and as we know, Krishna is eternal and ever young. He doesn't get old. Even when Krishna or Radharani come to this material world, they will never get old. Krishna doesn't have a beard, a gray hair like we have. Gray hair now, what to do, old age. We are not this body, we are in this body. So Krishna's body non different. Radharani and Radharani's body non different. Never fresh, youthful, eternally Kishora Vasta, Kishori. So, and we see even practically, so because a pure devotee may be very, always beautiful also, even in old age. But still, if you analyze, the men or women, they look more beautiful when they're young. In old age, wrinkles are there, gray hair, and even you cannot sometimes sit straight or walk straight, and you have to wear glasses. So Krishna, by his own sweet arrangement and will, he's ever fresh and young. Similarly, Srimati Radharani, she's a little younger, a little more fresh, a little more beautiful, a little more sweet than Krishna in the past times. Her eyes are restless and inclined to give sidelong glances. Radha Kripa Kataksha Stotram is there by Lord Shiva. Muninda Vinda Vandite Triloka Shokaharini Prasanga Vaktapan Prajain Kinda Bhuvilasini Brajendra Banu Nandini Brajendra Sini Sangate Prabhaka Vishwasi Hamam Kripaka Taksha Bhajana. So we are anxiously waiting for the sidelong glance of Srimati Radharani. Muninda Vinda Vandite Triloka Shoka Harini. All the great sages, Muninda Vinda, Vandite, they're offering you respect to Srimati Radharani. Even the great demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, they're wanting to get a glimpse of Srimati Radharani. her lotus feet, but they cannot easily get a glimpse of her or her lotus feet. For the great sages, especially like Narada Muni, they're most fortunate because they're able to sometimes have darshan of Srimati Radharani and get a glimpse of of her lotus feet. So we are observing the appearance day of Srimati Radharani, and this is known that she appeared in this day of Lord Brahma 5,000 years ago in Raval, near to Gokul, where Krishna had appeared 1 year before. So in the morning it is said that Vrishabhanu Maharaj went to the Jamuna river to take his bath. He took his bath and then he sees one lotus flower in the Jamuna river. At that time, Jamuna river was very beautiful and pure, and lotus flowers were there. So he saw the lotus flower, some little girl. So already had one son, but it's nice to have a son and a daughter. That's perfect. And nowadays also people, they don't want too many children, but everyone wants to first of all have a boy. But then if a girl is coming, that's good, then it is complete, then no more. Two is enough. So he had a son already, Sridham. We called him Sridham. And then he was also desiring to have a daughter. Somehow there was no result, but then suddenly she was blessed. Of course, it is the pastime because Vrishabhanu Maharaj is the eternal father. That's all manifestation there in this world. And so she appeared in this way, in this day of Lord Brahma, in the lotus flower, and so he was very happy, brought her and showed to his beloved wife, Kitty Devi. But then they saw, oh, her eyes are closed. And then even next day, and still her eyes are closed, and they're a little sad. Oh, beautiful, very beautiful girl, so beautiful. And they took care of her. But then they were a little anxious, but she's not opening her eyes. And then just a few days later, Narada Muni comes by, and so he's welcomed by Vrishabhanu Maharaj, and then his son is also coming, and he asks his son to offer respect to Narada Muni, and some refreshment is given. And then Narada Muni is Sarvagya, also he knows everything, or whatever Krishna wants him to know, he knows. Krishna is Supreme Sarvagya, he knows Trikalagya, he knows past, present, and future, and the pure devotees of Krishna's mercy, they also, to some extent, Trikalagya and Sarvagya. So he knew that Radharani is appearing, that she appeared. So then he tells also Vrishabhanu Maharaj, he asked him, so, okay, one son, you have only one child? And he said, yeah, one child. Really, only one child? And then a little hesitant, he said, well, we have one girl also, which appeared on the lotus flower in the Jamuna river, so I took her. But she's not opening her eyes. And then of course, Muni Vindi says, bring her here, bring her here. I want to see her. And of course, Krishna Maharaj thought, well, maybe he can bless her, and so that she will be able to see, open her eyes. So then Krishna Maharaj brings her, and then Narada Muni holds his hand and silently offering respect to her also. And then afterwards also he's circumambulating her. And Krishna Maharaj left her there for a little while and doing something else, and he offers more respect, so many prayers. And of course touching the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. And of course, Krishna Maharaj comes and asking the blessings, please bless me, please bless my family, especially please this our girl, so that she may open her eyes and she may be able to see. And Narada Muni, tadastu, tadastu, let it be, let it be. Let her open her eyes. And then Narada Muni, very happy, he goes, playing on his Veena, chanting holy names. And then a few days later, Vrishabhanu Maharaj is inviting his friend, celebrating the newborn child, the appearance of Srimati Radharani. So they all came, Nanda Baba, and Yashoda Devi, and then they meet and talk together. And a little Radha, so Srimati Radharani is there, her eyes still closed. And so Nanda Baba had come, so Krishna Balaram also there. Balaram still also, some other boys, Sridham playing. But then Krishna, very slowly then, living there, and this time is little more than 1 year, so he's walking a little bit slowly. So he can already walk, he's the Supreme Lord. But in past time also he's slowly walking, just like a 1-year-old boy, more than 1 year, and then he's going there and looking at Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani then is the term concept of Krishna, Nu Shakti, the original energy. And she opens her eyes, and the first thing she sees is Krishna. Right there she sees Radha Shyam. So they look at each other and smile at each other. And then after Nanda Baba, Vrishabhanu Maharaj, they were talking, and then Nanda Baba, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? And then he saw, and the others also saw, he has gone to the Radharani's place. She was good. And so they also go there, and then they saw, oh, Srimati Radharani has opened her eyes, so they are so happy they're taking her. And so the wonderful pastimes are there of the divine couple. And then, of course, when they're very small, there's not so much contact is there. But still sometimes they have a glimpse of each other. But then only later on, when they're a little older, when they meet more often. And once when they reach the Kishore and Kishori Avastha, Naviyovana Avastha, then they meet very regularly, every day at Radha Kund, and every day Srimati Radharani comes to Nandagaon, is cooking. So first we know they were in Gokul and Raval, because so many demons were there, they moved Nanda Baba to Chatikara and Vrishabhanu Maharaj to Vasanti, which is nearby. So for 3 years, 4 months in Gokul, 3 years, 4 months in Chatikara, and then again they moved to Nandagaon Darshana. And of course, then Radharani sometimes goes to Jabat and stays there. So, and then when they are in Nandagaon, Darshana, then every day they meet at Radhakund. Night time they also have a meeting in one of the places. So they have a fresh. The third quality, her eyes are restless and inclined to give sidelong glances. Yes, so have a fresh, and the sidelong glances are there, and so we are all hoping to get a sidelong glance, the merciful sidelong glance of Srimati Radharani, then our life is perfect. Prabhupada used to say also, if Krishna is looking at you and smiling at you, then your life is perfect. But usually first, we need the mercy of Radharani when she's looking at us and smiling on us. Then our life will be perfect. And then when we are blessed by Radharani, then Krishna will shower his blessings upon us. Plentiful. So, but even in the pastime of Radha and Krishna, so they are changing the sidelong glances. Krishna also, even when he's with his family, then sidelong glances are there towards Radharani, and Radharani also. So, loving exchanges there, thinking of each other, looking at each other, then speaking at each other, with each other. And of course, embracing each other. For she has a radiant, gentle, and sweet smile. So she's, as explained, everything is sweet about Radharani. So, of course, every part of the body is beautiful of Krishna and Radharani, but especially the face is most beautiful. And then when the face is there, so of course by the eyes also we can see something. If we look at somebody, so some expression may be there, or sidelong glances are there. At the same time, the mouth is very, very important also in regards to the face, most important. And from the mouth, actually, you can see that is the expression of the face is there, but predominantly by the mouth. If somebody is happy, the smile will be there, or laughing. But if somebody is sad, then you can see on the face also, on the mouth especially. So Srimati Radharani, when she sees Krishna, she's most happy. And then there's a very sweet and, as explained also, a gentle smile is there, slightly smiling. And when she's slightly smiling, sometimes the beautiful teeth are showing. Same with Krishna, and that is most beautiful. And with regards to Krishna, his famous verse also about his face is beautiful, his body is beautiful, his face is beautiful, or sweet also, Madhuram. And then his smile especially, that is explained how sweet it is. Similarly also Srimati Radharani. Fifth, she has beautiful lines indicating auspiciousness. On the feet of Krishna and Radharani, there are 18 lines. No, 19. On Krishna's right foot, 11, on the left foot, 8. On Radharani's left foot, there are 11, on her right foot, there are 8. Similarly, on the hands, also the auspicious lines. And of course, even here, there are 3 lines on the neck. Of course, sometimes on the forehead, there are lines also. For example, some astrologers, they can read the lines and they can see so many things from the lines. And they can read the forehead, also see so many things. Even on the hands, even on the little finger, there are many lines. And the expert astrologer, just by seeing the line, the top part of the small finger, he can say so much. So, of course, Krishna and Srimati Radharani, the Supreme Lord and the Supreme Goddess of Fortune. So everything is auspicious about them. So then, but especially explained here, the auspicious lines are there on the feet, on the hand also. We could speak for hours, but unfortunately, Tomorrow is Radharani. Very unfortunately, tomorrow is Radharani, but unfortunately, we cannot speak for many, many hours because we are in this body and the body is limited and the body is getting older, so the body has to take rest also. So, but therefore we have to keep it short because how much time we have actually? 1 hour or?
Whatever time you have, Prabhu, whatever is comfortable for you.
Okay, we speak a little more, yes. Yeah, we could speak, as explained, we could speak for 2 hours more, but we don't have so much time. Because still we have some of the services to do and it is already 9:15. Might be up till 11 or even 11:30 or 12, and we have to get up early. So the 60 maidens Krishna with the fragrance of her bodily limbs. So in this material world, the body doesn't have a very nice fragrance usually. So therefore they have some deodorant also, they put some scent on the body. And but for Srimati Radharani and Krishna, there's no need to have some perfume or scent. But still sometimes they put also. But even without any other scent, there's a fragrance emanating from the beautiful transcendental body of Krishna and Srimati Radharani. And that scent is so beautiful. And it is maddening Krishna. Just like the deer, so the musk is there from the deer, and that is also very strong and very beautiful. And so these fragrances are there and maddening sometimes for people also. But there's no comparison to the transcendental fragrances, and especially of the bodily limbs of the divine couple. And so Krishna is maddened by the fragrance of Radharani's beautiful body. So Krishna is maddened just by seeing any limb of Srimati Radharani. So all the senses are actually of Krishna, attracted to Srimati Radharani. The eyes seeing the beauty, or just seeing the tilak, smera yantra, Sobhagya tilak. This is bewildering Krishna. He becomes maddened. When Radharani is speaking, sweet smile, Krishna becomes completely mad practically. And the fragrance and the nostrils of the Krishna smelling and becomes mad. And then, of course, then also, then the touch is there, and then Krishna. Many times he faints also because of the transcendental qualities of Radharani. Sometimes the fruit is falling from his hand, or the Pitambara Vesh, his yellow chadar is falling. And Krishna is shaking, and sometimes he himself falls to the ground. He cannot control. It is so wonderful and almost inconceivable. But by engaging devotional service and for many, many years, we can have some understanding, some proper understanding and some realization, and then we can appreciate to some extent. And in the liberated state, then we can really appreciate, but still even there to some extent, to fully appreciate Krishna and Radharani, because even Anantashesh is describing the glories of these thousands of now, but we cannot come to an end. So what to speak of us? We can just get a glimpse, but still a glimpse is enough to make us fully satisfied. So Krishna is an ocean of love, and Radharani also. But just a drop of that can satisfy us completely because we are so insignificant. She's expert in the musical art, so she plays also various instruments, and she's expert, most expert. And she plays the flute most expertly. Krishna is known as most expert in playing the flute. But actually, it is said that he learned how to play the flute from Srimati Radharani. So she's most expert. And so even Krishna, it is mentioned Chaitanya Chaitamrita. And so Krishna is even saying that Srimati Radharani, she's teaching everything to me, how to dance, how to do this and that. So she's most expert. Next, she speaks sweetly, the ninth, so that is there, speaking very sweetly, softly, poetic. Ninth, she's expert in making jokes. Of course, Krishna is a big joker, that is well known. But also Srimati Radharani, she's expert in making jokes. All the gopis actually. Krishna is making jokes, and then Radharani, she's also making jokes. And mostly Srimati Radharani is defeating when they're joking with each other. Radharani is defeating Krishna. Krishna is most powerful, but in the past times, because of the love of his devotee, he accepts defeat. He's defeated. Just like sometimes a father, we play with the son, some mock fighting is there, and then they fight, small 6, 7 years old boy, and then they're wrestling together. And because of the love which is there between each other, and then the father gets defeated by his son. But we know that he's more powerful, but still, in the wonderful exchange, then he's defeated. So similarly, because of the wonderful, the loving exchange, and so Krishna, he becomes defeated many times. Or mostly, we can say. Also, when they're joking together, mostly she's defeating that Krishna. Although he's most expert, Krishna, but because of the love of Radharani, he likes to be defeated by her. So, 10, she's very polite and modest. So especially in regards to the parents and other elders, she's very, very polite and humble. And she doesn't ask much. Modest, she's very modest. 11, she's very merciful. So Krishna is Dayalu, Param Dayalu. But it is said that Srimati Radharani, she's even more merciful than Krishna. She's most merciful. Always very affectionate towards the gopis, the manjaris, even the animals in Braj. Very, very merciful. And also the sadhakas who are practicing, she's very merciful to them. 12, she's cunning. So Krishna is very cunning. So therefore Srimati Radharani has to be cunning also. And again the same thing, many times she's more cunning than Krishna. 13, she's expert in all duties. So whatever she does is perfect. And there's never any fault in whatever she's doing. Sometimes Krishna is doing something and there's some transcendental mistake is there. Like because he becomes so much enamored by Radharani, and then one time he's supposed to milk a cow, and by mistake he went to the bull and was trying to milk the bull, and everyone laughing, of course. But Radharani, she's most expert. Everything she's doing is perfect. 14, she's shy. So that is a natural quality of the women, shyness, and Radharani was always very shy. Of course, also in the confidential pastimes with Krishna, then sometimes she's also, but even there, usually she's shy in the loving exchange with Krishna most of the time. 15, she's always steadfast on the path of righteous conduct. So we have to follow dharma. That is important. One wants us to be steady, never deviate from the path of dharma. So she's also in this world just to teach everyone. So she's always following dharma according to the scriptures. 16, she's patient. And so that is important. One has to be patient. It is recommended for the devotees also to be patient, to be tolerant. We want to advance quickly, but we have to be patient. So Radharani, she wants to meet Krishna all the time, but it is not always possible. So therefore she has to be patient, and she's patient. Because night time sometimes she's waiting for Krishna, and she's waiting for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Then, of course, she becomes transcendently angry. There's transcendental anger there. But usually she's very patient. Patiently waiting for Krishna. Krishna is practically almost late. Radharani, she is always on time, but Krishna is transcendently late. So Radharani, she's patiently waiting for him. If he's coming late 5 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, no problem. She's patiently waiting. But if he's late 2, 3 hours, then she becomes transcendently angry, very angry sometimes. 17, she's grave, so that it is very difficult to understand her mind, what she's thinking. So these are important qualities, and even for the devotees actually. So we should pray to Srimati Radharani that, of course, by surrendering to her, by glorifying her, thinking about her, speaking about her, hearing about her, and then especially so sadakas also, but then especially then purify consciousness, then these qualities will come to us also. So if one is sober and grave, it is not always easy to understand what the person is thinking. 18, she's fond of enjoying pastimes. So it is natural. Everyone wants to be happy and have some fun. So she's always wanting to have a wonderful loving exchange with Krishna. 19, she's acutely eager to manifest the supermost excellence of Mahabhav. So different stages of love are there. Prem, Sneha, Man, Rag, Anurag, Bhav, Mahabhav. So the highest love, Prem, is there in the personality of Srimati Radharani. Prem, love. And then Sneha is transcendental affection. And then Man, so transcendental anger is there also. But the underlying principle is love there. But then due to some circumstances, some transcendental anger is there, especially when Krishna meets the other gopis. Man, and then comes, but then that is also subdued or is broken by Krishna also. When Krishna does something little wrong, then it is easy to break her man, her anger. But if he's doing something very wrong, according to her, then very difficult to break her man. But Krishna ultimately is always successful, but it takes time. So then pranay is there, which is more deep love. And then rag, anurag. So rag and anurag, so the associates of Krishna and Raj, the friends, and Maria Shoda, They may have anurag, but bhav on the high stage of love, that is only possible in the gopis. And then Mahabhav, that is most exalted in Srimati Radharani, Mahabhav Sarupini. Mahabhav Sarup, she's the embodiment of Mahabhav. And even there, then Adi Ruran Bhav is there, even that, which only is there in the personality of Radharani. The other gopis, they may also have Mahabhav, they have. But then the highest stage of Mahabhav, Adi Rur Bhav, Modan, Mohan, Madanatya Mahabhav, that is only possible in the personality of Srimati Radharani. And therefore she is able to fully satisfy Krishna ultimately. And Krishna is most pleased by her Mahabhav. At 20, when the residents of Goku see her, their hearts immediately overflow with praying. Everyone who sees Radharani in Gokul is immediately overwhelmed by transcendental love, which is overflowing. When Mother Yashoda sees Radharani, and that she feels so much love as Yashoda has for Krishna, that much love also she has for Srimati Radharani. It is spontaneously coming from the heart, from the transcendental heart of Maria Yashoda, or any resident of Gokul when Radharani is present. So much love is coming from their personality. 21, her fame pervades the entire universe. Everyone knows Krishna and Srimati Radharani in this universe. So any cultured, intelligent, pious, devoted, intelligent person is aware of the greatness of Krishna and Srimati Radharani. So therefore her fame pervades the entire universe. 22, she is the object of affection for her superiors, Gurujan. So all the superiors have so much affection for her. 23, she is controlled by the intense love of her Sakhis, Pranay. So there's loving exchange there with the gopis of her group, especially. And therefore she does many times what Lalita says or Vishaka says. And therefore also she's trying to bring the gopis also to Krishna. So there's so much loving reciprocation there. She feels so much also. She's reciprocating because of the love of the gopis. And just like Radharani is controlling Krishna because of her love, selfless love. Similarly, the gopis and manjaris, they simply want the pleasure of Srimati Radharani. May she be with Krishna. And therefore she wants to reciprocate. And she's feeling controlled by the love of her Sakhis and manjaris. 24, she's prominent among all Krishna's gopis. She's most prominent, as explained. 25th, Krishna always remains submissive to her orders. So she's controlled. Krishna is controlled by Srimati Radharani. Swadhin Bhartrika, 8 kinds of heroines are there. And the foremost is the one who is controlling her lover. So to some extent, the other gopis may also control Krishna, but they cannot as much as Srimati Radharani. And it is mentioned in the Chaitamrita also that Krishna becomes a puppet in the hands of Srimati Radharani. Just like a puppeteer has the strings under the puppets and is moving them. So as Radharani wants, so Krishna is acting in that way as she wants. She will say, do this, he will do this. Do that, he will do that. Because of the love, Krishna becomes submissive to her. And sometimes going down his head to her lotus feet. So the glories of Srimati Radharani, they are unlimited, but unfortunately we only have limited time. So we'll have to stop, but one or two more prayers, you may say. Pavitsavana Champaka Pavitra Gaura Vikraha Mukapava Parasta Kotishara Mandala Vichitra Chitra Sanchara Chakora Savalochani Kadakarishyasi Hamankita Katakshadayana. So we are praying for the sidelong merciful glance of Srimati Radharani. Pavitsavana Champaka. So bodily complexion is golden, or just like the different champak flowers are there. One of them is yellow and gold. So that is most beautiful. Tarit, just like lightening the complexion, very beautiful. And her beautiful Rasta Koti Sharanendu Mandale. So her beauty of her, she's known as Chandramukhi. Her face is just like the full moon. Or even thousands of full moon, they don't equal a beautiful face. So, Mukeshwari, Kriyeshwari, Sareshwari, Sareshwari, Kriyeda Bharadeshwari, Pranana Shashameshwari, Rameshwari, Ksameshwari, Pramoda Kananeshwari, Vradeshwari, Vridharite, Siradike Namaskate, Siradike Namaskate, Siradike Namaskate. We offer our most humble obeisances upon the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Mukeshwari, Kriyeshwari, the Bharateshwari. So she's the embodiment of all good virtues and qualities. So we went here because it is 10:40 here in Vrindavan Dham at the evening, and still actually I have a lot of seva today. The last days actually, because we have some in our management, there's some changes there, and so I was extremely busy, more than usual. So still so much seva left, which I have to do in preparation for tomorrow. So we're most fortunate to be able to say a few words, but unfortunately I have to stop here, although I would like to speak more, although we could speak for 1 or 2 hours more, but we have to stop here. Hare Krishna, Srimati Radharani ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for your time and association today. We are very fortunate to hear about Radharani from you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, is there anybody having any questions? Please go ahead, raise your hand. Hare Krishna.
No question, no problem. But still I wish all.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your wonderful, wonderful class. The way you covered each and every point and the way you recited Radha Kripa Kataksh was amazing. And we are today blessed to have your association, to hear the glories of Srimati Radharani from your lotus mouth. So today, just by your presence, this Radhashtami has become really, really very, very special today. So thank you so much. I really want to thank His Grace Adi Gadadhar Prabhu from the core of my heart, who arranged this call, and he, asked you and you agreed. So really, really grateful and indebted to you, Prabhu. And thank you so much for your wonderful association and such a beautiful class. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay.
So Sagari Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. Very, very sweet pastimes of Radharani and qualities and features you have discussed, Prabhuji. I was just wondering, I don't know if you have the time, but if you could just sing 2 lines in your golden voice for us of any prayer to Radharani.
Yes, okay, yes. There are so many more beautiful verses are there, which have been revealed by the acharyas. One of them is from from the Vilap Kusumanjali of Raghunath Das Goswami. Tavai Vasmi, Najivami Karina, Ittivigivan Devikam, Namam Charantikam. I am yours, Srimati Radharani. Tavai Vasmi. And so praying to, well, some say Devi or Radhe. So I don't know anything else in my life. I don't want to know anything else in my life. So I'm taking shelter of your lotus feet. I only know you, Srimati Radharani Devi. So I take shelter of your lotus feet. I am yours. And it is mentioned in scriptures, one is saying to Krishna, I am yours. Just one time, then Krishna will always take care of that person. So also similarly, if you say to Radharani one time only, I am yours, then she will always take care of you and help you. And even in this same Vilap Kusumanjali, then Raghunath Das Goswami is expressing his mood that so I simply want to be in the association of Srimati Radharani and even more so than Krishna. So they're completely sold out to Srimati Radharani, and so therefore their prayers are most wonderful. Mahabhava Sarupatam Krishna Priya Variyasi Prema Bhakti Pradeva Radhikatvam Namameham. Mahabhava Sarupatvam. Hey Srimati Radharani, you're the embodiment of Mahabhava, as explained. The highest form of love of Godhead. Krishna Priya Variyasi. And you're the foremost of those who are Krishna Priya, dear to Krishna. Even Tulsi is known as Krishna Priya. But the foremost, Variyasi, of those who are dear, all the gopis, Maria Shoda, the friends, they're all dear to Krishna. But the foremost of those who are dear to Krishna is Srimati Radharani. Prema Bhakti Pratidevi, Prema Bhakti, she's giving Prema Bhakti Srimati Radharani. Tulsi Devi also, but even more so Srimati Radharani. Radhikatvam Mahamiham. So we take shelter of Srimati Radharani. And then Bhajami Radham Aravindra Netram Smarami Radham Bhajami Radham Aravindra Netram Smarami Radham Madhurasvidasam Vadami Radham Karuna Parabdram Tutomamai Mastirati Kapi. So Smarami Radham. So I remember Srimati Radharani. And Bhajami Radham, I worship Srimati Radharani. Aravinda Netram, so she has very beautiful lotus eyes. And so there's so many beautiful prayers are there. And so I always glorify Srimati Radharani and her wonderful qualities. And yes. And there's one beautiful prayer also by Rupa Goswami. Hadevi Kagavara Garyachava Chaya Chaya Pattaro Dandaguru Kadati Asyaprada Gandharviketavadame Gananam Videhi. So please, Radharani, that I would like that you count me as one of your gopis in your group. Hadevi. So, and then with transcendental, of course, that is Rupa Goswami, and with faltering voice, with tears in the eyes, praying, please, let me enter in your group of gopis. And so many beautiful prayers are there. And by our acharyas about the wonderful qualities and nature. Yes, but now it is really getting late and I have to think of other things, so I have to stop here now. I cannot.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
speak
Thank you
more.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time and thank you so much for answering the questions. Yes, Prabhuji, it's getting late. As you said, we can close here. I would like to offer my obeisances to you and all the Vaishnavas assembled on the call. Vancha kalpatarubhyas
पितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वैष्णववृंद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय। His Grace Mukunda Datta Prabhu ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your time and
Thank you, Prabhu.
association.
Thank you.
Prabhu, please bless us, Prabhu.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
Prabhu. Please
Prabhuji.
bless us.
And welcome
Radhe,
to
Radhe.
Krishna.
Radhe Radhe.
Please bless us, Prabhu. Bless all of us so we can be delivered, Prabhu. Thank you. Bless
Hare
us.
Krishna, best wishes.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank
Hare
you so
Krishna,
much.
Prabhuji.
Radhe,
Pranam.
Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Thank you.
So much, Prabhuji. Radhe, Radhe.
Radhe.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.